Hottest day of the year. I think it might have been yesterday, it might be today, I don't know. Got no AC, and we got pirate software killing games. I'm joking. Run the clip. Games are a very unique art form, as they consist of 4 separate art forms combined that are already respected, consumed, and experienced in their own spaces. Audio, sound design, background music, visual, art direction, fidelity, narrative, plot, storytelling, technical or mechanical prowess, meaning coding, gameplay, controls, based on the console or controller you're using. I can confidently say I am an expert in one and very well seasoned in the other 2.5. I feel like I've been waiting for an opportunity to talk about this, or at least put this short into long form because it's relevant here. Look, stop killing games. Video games are an art form, right? I'm a musician. You'll see on my channel it's like video game music stuff on top of me playing games, because at one point I thought it was important to publicize how important video games were to my musical development, right? Everything I've done with piano stuff, composition stuff, production stuff, I love video games. I love the soundtracks of them, and I've always been inspired by how thematic they can be in that context, right? Now, why am I yapping about this first? Let's talk about Pirate. The reason I was hesitant on the intro for this, at least, is because I'm a fan of Pirate Software meaning Thor, the guy, right? I actually really like his content. I've been watching it for a while, right? I think it was the World of Warcraft thing, and then it was this thing, and more so how harsh he was on this guy whose initiative is genuine. I understand, and I hate to say this, I kind of get where he's coming from, but it's wrong, right? And of course he's going to say, I'm totally wrong. What do I know? I'm a consumer. But even that is the complete wrong way to approach it. If you are a creator and you have a platform based on a success of a product you've made, right? You have a fan base, there's a community around something you've made. You can't be so ignorant of that fan base, you know? And I think the angle that he's coming from is almost exactly the angle that has caused the problems that we have with gaming today, at least in terms of the monetization, DLC. This is all broad terms, right? I want to end this. I say end this. I didn't expect to get through this so quickly, but I thought it was important to talk about it nevertheless, because I guess I put this here as well. I signed the initiative, right? I did the thing. I'll put a screenshot here. It's actually important to me. I care. So finally, which might actually be the most important thing, he made a comment about Meet Your Maker. I played it. It was okay. It didn't click with me the way I'm sure it did with a few people, not as many as it would have if it was still here, but I'm going to read through this and explain the problem, or at least my problem with it, and how it might impact the point here, right? So he says, for those who don't understand what MYM is and are spamming the comments, this is a user-generated content game where you make dungeons that other people play in. Without a large player base, the game becomes instantly stale due to the lack of dungeon variation. The community has all but abandoned it, so preserving the game would not keep it playable or enjoyable. Hosting it privately does not fix this issue, as it's designed with large-scale creativity in mind. Without that, it's a hollow husk and unable to be played to any real extent. This isn't about preservation, it's about a waning player base on a game I enjoyed. You cannot preserve a game's true intentions by saving the files. You cannot preserve the essence of a game like this with a small group of players. It needs thousands or more active players to give the actual experience. SKG cannot fix that problem. I think the reason I was so quick on everything else is because everything else has been talked about, but I haven't seen anyone focus in on a perspective that he has on something that kind of relates to this. I was going to make a longer video a year ago, a month ago. I'm in between on making long videos about this, on why we actually enjoy video games, right? Because I think when we get to the root of the problems we have today with a lot of video games that are being made in modern day, is they seem to be aimed at very specific audiences with the underlying video game missing as a means to I don't want to say cut corners, get to the monetization part of things, but with Meet Your Maker, we'll stick to the point of Meet Your Maker because I started talking about it, right? I don't agree with the second half of this. Hosting it privately does not fix the issue as it's designed with larger scale creativity in mind. Now, this might be a controversial opinion, I already know it is. I've already seen people talk against it in the first place. Once you release a piece of art into the world, it's no longer yours. It's yours, but the people who consume it become attached to it in a way that you can't control, right? If you consider the consumer in your release of a piece of content, there shouldn't be a lot. That's the wrong way to put it. You should expect people to misconstrue any piece of art you make. And if you decide to consider that in the creation thereof, fine. But if you don't, you can't complain about people doing that. I'm thinking about Sonichu. This isn't about preservation, it's about a waning player base on a game I enjoyed. When I read this, I thought about another video I was going to make. I'm so glad this is all coming up, because I've always felt discouraged from making videos about how I just feel about video games, because I hate to say it, people like this, like I love Thor, but Christ, like dude, it was so horrible to this guy. Fusion Fall. I don't know if anyone ever played Fusion Fall. It was a Cartoon Network game. There were loads of Disney MMOs. The pirate one was another one, right? There have been, and although they may or may not be illegal, but if we're talking about, taking games off the internet, it may be a little bit fair, right? Private servers of games. I've played private servers of FlyFF in particular. When I had a little bit less time and I didn't want to spend hours grinding, I was just, I like to level up a little quick, jump around, or get the in-game items for free. But anyway, yeah, there are, hosting privately can fix these issues, and the design of the creator doesn't matter if people want to play it. Simple as. Stop Killing Games, I think, can fix that problem in a way of making I keep skipping over this. Keep talking about AI, bot modes. We were doing 007 Nightfire. Basically all of the 007 games on PlayStation, GameCube had AI bot modes with, and yeah, sure, it's just like a smaller shooter game, but with the technology we have today, I see no reason why we can't just AI bot people around a game, and that would be a great use of AI. I think you cannot preserve a game's true intention by saving the files, but you can preserve an art piece by taking a picture of it. So I don't know why games are seen any differently. You cannot preserve the essence of a game like this with a small group of players. My comeback for this was Far Cry Arcade. I loved Far Cry 5. I'm playing Far Cry 6 now, but I really love Far Cry 5. It's like a whole video I made on it, right? Or at least around my life, and ignore me. The arcade mode is user-generated content, which is probably a lot more accurate to this. I don't know if when servers go down, they will save the best of those levels. I think that would be a great idea, and I think that is a great way they could have preserved Meet Your Maker if they didn't. I'm going to look it up and see if they did. If they did, then whatever, right? Right. It needs thousands or more active players to give the actual experience. I would love to play Helldivers 2. I couldn't buy it because I can't buy into something that I might not be able to play in a few years, or if it relies on people that I don't know personally. I can't play online games. I can't do it. I had a clip of me playing CS2 that I was going to upload to the channel, and bombs straight away. I'm not doing it. We're not here for it, right? So no, I disagree with this statement as well. Is that the last thing I had to say on it? As much as a lot of this might have sounded like, oh, Thor's a terrible person. No, he's not. Thor, from what I read, as another thing I screenshotted, early life from his wiki, wowee, before starting his own studio, Thor has worked at Blizzard Entertainment as an offensive security specialist and at Amazon Game Studios as a Python developer. During his time at Amazon Games, he was bought out by the US government to use his hacking skills to help secure power plants in the United States. Thor has attended DEF CON multiple times and has won 3 black badges, an indicator of high knowledge and proficiency in the hacking field. Thor also miraculously has a birthday every day. Scientists are still trying to figure out how this is possible. I don't know the truth of that last part, but the point I was getting at here is that he worked at Blizzard and then for the US government. I think what stumps me here is what I enjoyed about him and his ethos and his content was how he seemed to be there for the players, which is why I'm talking about this, because I like this guy. I'm confused. This doesn't even make any sense. Is this just a freak out? Like, what's going on here? I don't even think he believes this, you know? So, whatever. But when you full circle, I know I'm all over the place on this because I want to play Death Stranding too. I showed this in the last video. It was great. Look at all these other things I'd like to do instead, right? But I think it's important to talk about this. Crap. It's important to talk about this, all right? It is. Video games are tech stuff, visual art stuff, sound stuff, and narrative stuff, right? From what I gather, Thor is focused on one of those things, which, in terms of preservation and the act of keeping it alive, probably isn't as easy, isn't as beneficial, dare I say, as preserving the sound of a game or the visual art of a game, or the, you know, there's more to a game to preserve than the code. So I would not expect a coder with a lot of experience in such high places to be as immediately empathetic of the cause. I have really navigated that like a minefield. Check out the content of me just enjoying games, because that's what this is all about. Yeah, I'm gonna go play Death Stranding 2. See you later. Subscribe, like and subscribe. I'm never talking about this stuff again, please. Bye.